cho nó biết tôi không có đó cũng tại tình sai tình gì lúc xong theo này là đi này chả đi này mua mình cứ chống kinh gạo đi để để cho cả chuyện ba rong băng băng ấy nhớ chưa yeah tôi cho nên chứng hai và cho nên không tôi còn xong thì cho mình nhỏ chứ đó mình sang hình gì chứ là tôi còn lúc trong là nó wow rất là ác kinh gạo chứ không là ai thực địa ta ai thực ta nên cũng kinh là cái đó nên nó ai suốt đời đó nó kinh vào đi nói cho nó chỉ nó thôi
This year's theme, Unstoppable Me, speaks volumes about our collective spirit and determination. It is essential to recognize that the Hmong community, along with many Southeast Asian communities, has been an integral part of the fabric of this nation for 5 decades. Not just one, not just 2, but 5 decades. Can I give an applause for that? Come on. Our accomplishments are a testament to our perseverance and dedication. We have built schools, nurtured students, and created pathways for future generations. Now, she's got to put her shoes on. So this is the team for the Minnesota Hmong Educators Coalition. And then they will be each speaking later on today as well too. So at this time, I'm going to hand the mic off to Sue Vang, my other half, who pulled me into this 2 years ago.
All right, thank you, Bai Chang. Okay, again, welcome. My name is Sue Vang. I'm also the co-director, the other half of Mai Chang. This work is not easy, but it's so much needed. We're out in the field every single day. And they work so hard and they pour themselves so much that today we celebrate you. Okay, we celebrate you. We see you. You matter, and you are so critical. You are, like you plant those tiny little seeds, and you build that little tiny fire in the little children that look at you every single day, and you're so critical to them. So thank you for again investing in our future, and thank you for all that you do.
My name is Shua, and I am also been in the education field for over 12 years, and I am the program coordinator director with the YMCA. Okay. So with that, I want to recognize our sponsors. The first one is Minneapolis Foundation. The second one, Pellsby's Minnesota Professional Educator Licensing and Standard Board.
我住的比较朋友，就那库莫诺 Minnesota Hmong Educators Coalition， 我住的就种面种就探讨比较朋友莫诺，thì cho này khu cho sĩ phu cụ trong xe chấp lời theo cụ bỏ tàu theo nè cụ khoan này mà nó do ý mỏ cụ thêm mai tụi nó mai là chỉ nó yếu tố khoan này nè cho họ để biết nhiều có tốt cho tới cho mình càng nó tàu chỉ cho xong sẽ là bây giờ biết chừng nó mò cái lấy giờ lấy của này là hay chừng mà mò cái lấy tới mà bây giờ này kinh tâm bỏ lấy Ni king chap loli mono ku tu no mic ta shna u yo to khone ye ku yo mo no mic actually maybe English, huh? Yeah, I think we have some English speakers in here. So, my name is Chong Yang, and I was saying that really the pronunciation of my name is not that very harsh anglicized Chong.
就是話特殊嗱啦，佢 teacher 啦，佢師傅，佢都被蒙佢都係龍蒙花呀。And my mom name is Too High. I don't know. My parents named me Too High, yeah, Hallelujah. And then the English name is Mike too, and so there's no wonder I'm an MC. So I'm excited to be here. I am tremendously honored to be among all of you tonight to celebrate something that's long overdue. And you know, back in our home country, the teachers were the most pristine, most inspired people that our parents always talked about, right? Everybody wanted to grow up to be a teacher, and then they came to America and everybody wanted to be doctors. But teachers were always at the heart, and education has always been at the heart of why our ancestors and our forebears fought so hard to have this opportunity. So tonight is your night. A little bit about me. I'm a simple country boy, and currently I am a head custodian at a small charter school in Apple Valley. I work in the administration, but sometimes you gotta clean the floors. So excited to be here, excited to celebrate with y'all, and thank y'all for all you do. And then I'm gonna pass this back on to my co-MC tonight, Trong Yang. She's gonna tell you a little bit about herself.
Right? And I refresh this with my mom, so I'll give you the short version, which is, how many of you know the story of Tsitsimi? Yes? Nobody? Oh.
I heard about it.
So a long time ago, there was this orphan boy, and the orphan boy struggled. And so the gods saw that he struggled and he needed a little bit of help. And so the gods sent him, this orphan boy, his youngest daughter, to help this orphan boy. And they fell in love, and they had a child. And then this beautiful princess, this divine young daughter, was recalled by her father. She went back up to heaven. And this boy was then adopted by this couple, and he grew up and he went to school, and he wanted to know who his true parents are, because somewhere along the way he figured out that these people were not his biological parents. So he went up to heaven, he found a way, and he rescued his mother. And his mother is one of the 7 stars. And if you want to know which of the 7, which is his mother, you look at the stars and you look for the dimmest star, because she had been once disgraced by earthlings. Right? So he goes up to the stars and he finds his mother, and he challenges the divine, the king God, and he says, I would take my mother back to earth now. And the king God says, well, then you're going to have to fight me. And they tested each other's mights, and he won, and then he brought his mother back. And on the way back, he faced a really treacherous journey. And the journey is filled with monsters and with crashing rocks and dragons that wouldn't let him pass. But his mother would say, son, I'm so scared, maybe we should stay. Maybe we can't go back to earth. And he says, don't worry, Mom, I will take care of this. And so he will write in a booklet, and then he will ball up the letter, and then he would toss it at the mountains, toss it at the dragons, toss it at all the treachery and all the danger, and each time they will find safe passage. And he brought his mother back to earth. And really, what my brother Mike here is saying is, education is the key to everything. We have doctors, we have lawyers, we have all the professionals, we have the workers, and we have the dreamers. But they all come from education. Education is the key to everything. And so this is absolutely right. It is within our DNA. It is in our mythology. It is in our origin story. It is through education that we honor our parents, that we save ourselves. So absolutely, to be a sifu, to be a naiku is everything. So I applaud you, we applaud you, and we honor you tonight. Thank you. I can't believe it. I mean, she's so humble. Her resume, how many of you know Peng in here? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. She is so accomplished, and this is what she gives me. Peng Yang is a passionate multilingual educator, a mother of 7, and currently serves as the executive director of Minnesota Zhejiang. Come on! Where's the original one, Mike? It's like this long. Could you fetch it? What is this? Here it is. With 26 years of experience in K through higher education, she specializes in teaching English language arts and American heritage language learners, emphasizing student-centered learning and civic involvement. She earned her bachelor's degree from Concordia University and a master's in English as a second language from Hamline University. Notably, she was honored as the 2019 Teacher of the Year by the Minnesota Council on the Teaching of Language and Culture and became Bush Fellow in 2022. Booyah! Booyah! You thought you were going to just go, mother of 7, educator, period. No. So I'll hand the mic over to my brother here, and he will introduce Dr. Lub Koom Txoos.
Yeah, just a quick anecdote. I had the privilege of teaching alongside Peng in the Osseo district, and she is an amazing, amazing lady, but also an amazing, amazing leader. So let's welcome her first, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Peng Yang. And at this time, I also like to welcome Dr. Jenna Cushon-Lubner, who is an assistant professor in world languages education at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, where she coordinates the World Languages Licensure Program and the Certificate in Heritage Language Education, and teaches in the bilingual and bicultural ESL minor program. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Jenna Cushon-Lubner.
我做的呢，你上面说过了，我们背后榜样，我也是 Executive Director of Minnesota Zhejiang，还有Co-founder of Minnesota Zhejiang 就 Dr. Jenna，我三户查工，我的 Board Chair 和陆北省被弄下呀。I am actually a product of St. Paul Public School. Where's my St. Paul Public School? Yes. So I graduated with Chong. I was a year after Chong in 1994. Graduated from Como Park, and the rest is history, like you heard. I would like to thank Mai Cheng and Sue for doing a remarkable job at taking on co-director of Minnesota Hmong Education Coalition. That was a dream that we started when we started the nonprofit 5 years ago during COVID, and we had 4 people in the network, and then we did our first event at Agape, had 15 people come, and today on the Facebook page we have over 400 Hmong educators on the Facebook page. And so over the last 50 years, education really has undergone remarkable transformation. One of the most powerful shifts has been the emergence of over 30 plus, I don't even know really how many there are, but that's my estimate, of Hmong language programs across the United States in schools and community. And that's a testament to our strength of cultural perseverance. We have some friends here tonight from California, Wisconsin, and who knows where else. Please stand up. I want you guys to give a welcome to them because they came all over the country to come join us. This Hmong language movement didn't just happen by accident. Actually, it was driven by a collective urgency to protect our language and heritage. We understood the importance of passing knowledge forward. And guess what? We're bringing our Karen, Somali, Oromo, and other underrepresented language communities with us. None of us are rising alone. I'm going to pass this next part to Dr. Jenna, who's going to share about the work that she's been doing with doctoral students the last couple of years.
Thank you everyone for having me. It's so nice to see so many faces I know, and thank you for letting me talk a little bit for those of you I don't know. So when Bong and I first started this journey, Bong had been on this journey for a long time, and she invited me to walk with her on it for a little while. I think she was hoping that I would have more to offer than I do as a person who is a professor at a university, and so I did what I could, the best I could, but it was pretty easy to see very quickly that what our educators really needed was not the kind of research that I could provide. And so we looked around, and we have many distinguished Hmong scholars in the United States in particular. And what we didn't have was the connection between our Hmong scholars doing work with educational research and language reclamation research and our K-12 teachers. And we wanted to build that kind of coalition relationship together. And so I think it was also in 2021, I put out a call for our emerging Hmong scholars doing work with language reclamation and educational studies. And I was very blessed to receive 14 people from across the country who are really our rising stars in Hmong language reclamation and Hmong educational studies. And over the last 4 years, we have created together the Lu Shensha Critical Hmong Educational Studies Emerging Scholars Fellows Program. We have 15 fellows who have been part of that program for the last 4 years. Sorry. And it has been an incredible thing to see. We had 15 scholars, only 2 of them were at the same institution together. They were all isolated, all in their own islands, something that many of our K-12 teachers also knew very well, especially in the secondary programs. And we came together virtually, and then we brought folks together in person as often as possible. They started meeting every 2 weeks together. And over the last 4 years,
and ZZ in our programs where they have grown today. I am simply one of the many students back in 2014 when Bong was still a teacher at Park Center High School. I saw a dream of Bong's yearning to create a safe space not only for students, but for our POC's teachers. I remember advocating for the Hmong culture classes to be implemented. I remember the space that Bong wanted to create for our people. I remember the vulnerability that was shown to me that a regular Hmong kid like me doing here today. I would like to thank our board members, those who were with us previously and those who are with us today. All board members, current and old, please stand today and give a round of applause to them for their amazing work that they have done. Also, there is Jackie in the back with our booth for Minnesota Deja. Shout out to him. I would like to thank my previous board members that I have worked with, Yi Yang, Dao Her.